What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another New York Giants video. In this video, I want to talk about PFF and where they rank Daniel Jones. I want to talk a little bit about Joe Judge and all the players that came into camp really quickly at the end of this video. But I want to talk about Daniel Jones. And obviously, Daniel Jones is going to be a major topic here for the New York Giants in the offseason and going into the regular season. Our offense really it depends on Daniel Jones. It obviously depends on the offensive line and the other parts that were brought in here to do their thing and why Kadarius Toney was drafted. Obviously, those guys got to do their part as well. But the major issue still lies with Daniel Jones and what he can do. If he succeeds, we're going to succeed. And if he has another bad season like he did last year, obviously the offense is going to struggle. It's also up to Jason Garrett to try to find a game plan to implement all of these pieces around Daniel Jones and come up with something cohesive so that Daniel Jones can succeed. He's got to work around these player strengths and Daniel Jones' strengths and be creative with the offense and get the offense moving and score some touchdowns this year. You know, I'm not a big fan of PFF. As a matter of fact, I really don't care for PFF. It's actually kind of funny. I posted a little snippet on Instagram today about Kadarius Toney, how he was ranked the best out of the 2021 wide receiver class after the catch. He was the best receiver after the catch. Obviously, it means he gets the most yards after the catch. He's the best after catching the ball and making big plays. Well, I didn't even realize that was a PFF stat. Somebody brought it to my attention in my DMs, and I didn't realize that PFF had that stat. So take it for what it's worth. But PFF came out and rated Daniel Jones the 20th best quarterback in the NFL. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and argue with that. I think that that's fair. I'm not going to get on PFF for that. I do believe that Daniel Jones, you know, after the first two seasons, I can see where you would rate him in the bottom third. He's certainly not a top 10 quarterback, and I wouldn't put him in the top half of quarterbacks yet. I know some Giants fans would be mad about that, say, oh, he's way better than that, and you're entitled to your opinion. That's perfectly fine, but I definitely think that that's fair. I think 20th is about right. Now, that doesn't mean that Daniel Jones can't improve and can't get into the top 15 or the top 12 or maybe even the top 10. If everything goes well, he stays healthy, the offense stays healthy, the offensive line produces. You know, you got to have Barkley there 16 games. Jones has to play 16 games, so offensive line has to get a lot better. And, of course, Kenny Golladay, Kadarius Toney, Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, these guys have got to do their part. Evan Ingram's got to stop dropping passes. Kyle Rudolph's going to have to be a big part in the red zone offense. And the New York Giants should be able to succeed with all that stuff, which would mean Daniel Jones to go up the rankings. Okay, so maybe he can get up there, but I don't think that 20th is really that big of a deal going into the season. I do believe that that's fair. I think he's right at like the top of the bottom third of quarterbacks. I definitely think that that's a fair ranking, so I give PFF credit for that. I do believe that seems about right. Now, again, you can argue he's worse, you can argue he's better, but and who am I? I'm just a guy on YouTube, but I do believe that that's fair. I would probably put him around there myself. I also saw that they rated Dak Prescott 7th. And I'm not going to split hairs with that. I would have Dak a little lower, maybe 9th or 10th. But listen, man, I'm not, you know, I hate Dak Prescott, and I'm not going to sit here and split hairs over him being ranked 7th, okay? You know, I'll give Dak a little credit. Dak's all right. Dak's all right. You know what I mean? That's what you get on me. He's all right. You know, I know some people say, hey, it can't beat a winning team. I say that. Hey, his numbers are fluff. I say that too. But listen, if we're being honest with ourselves, man, Dak Prescott's a pretty good quarterback. Okay, he's not the best in the world, but he's certainly not a bottom tier quarterback. He's not. I'm not going to sit here and say he is. He's not a bottom tier quarterback. Dak Prescott is one of your better quarterbacks in the league. He is definitely a top half of the NFL quarterbacks. There's no doubt about that. And of course, if he comes back from injury with all the, you know, and comes back 100%, and he's got all those pieces around him, the CeeDee Lambs and the Michael Gallups and the Amari Coopers, and that offensive line gets back to what it used to be, and Ezekiel Elliott can get back to what he was. Obviously, that's a very dangerous offense, and Dak Prescott should flourish in that offense, and I can definitely see him being ranked 7th. I don't really have a problem with that either. You know, I've had a lot of fun going back with the Eagles, back and forth. You know, Eagle fans get so mad, and I don't know why. They say we're mad. You know, I post something on Instagram, they get all ticked off, you know, about Devontae Smith. I'm just having some fun. These guys have no sense of humor whatsoever. That's because they're scared of the Giants. They deep down inside, they all know they're going to stink this year. And you know who else stinks, according to PFF? Jalen Hurts. So, Jalen Hurts, according to PFF, it was the 31st ranked quarterback going into 2021. That's right, Eagle fans. 31st. That means he's the second worst quarterback in the league going forward. And I know Eagle fans like PFF. They'd always talk about PFF. PFF this and PFF that. Now they'll be like, oh, PFF's not a credible source, bad dog. I didn't think you liked PFF. And I don't like PFF, but I thought that was amusing that they ranked him second worst. Now, I don't even know who was worse because I was just looking at the Daniel Jones article. They ranked the NFC East quarterbacks. And I didn't see where Fitzpatrick was. They might have had him 16th. He was ahead of Daniel Jones. I do remember that. And again, I'm not going to argue Fitzpatrick being in the middle of the pack. I wouldn't argue that either. And I'm not going to argue Jalen Hurts being 31st overall. I think that's kind of funny as well. So I actually think PFF got it right when it came to ranking the NFC's quarterbacks. Maybe I'll give them a little credit for a change. I don't know. I really don't like PFF, so it doesn't really matter. But I found that article funny. Or not funny. I found it to be very truthful, and I found it to be those quarterback rankings seemed very realistic to me. And, of course, Jalen Hurts at the bottom of the barrel. That's about right. Now, anyway, that's all I got that. But let's talk about Joe Judge real quick. Obviously, I've seen some videos. I saw Tana did a video. I forgot who else did a video. I noticed another video about them talking about how 40 players reported to voluntary training camp. To me, this speaks volumes about Joe Judge and the coaching staff and who they are as coaches. I have always said that the personality of your team takes on the persona of your head coach. Joe Judge is a hardworking, no-nonsense guy. And I think that that's the team that he wants to build. But the fact that you're getting all of these players come into a voluntary situation where they don't have to be there, but they want to come in and they want to get better and they want to perform and they want to win. It shows you how much they believe in the coaching staff. It shows you how much that they believe in themselves. It shows you that this team is hungry to get out of the doldrums that they've been in for the last 4 years, where they've been one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in football record-wise since 2017. They've been pretty bad, and no Giants fan could sit here and argue that. Actually, they've been really bad. I won't even say pretty bad. They've been really bad. They have been one of the worst teams in the league. So it is nice to see. They've talked about this culture change the entire time, and maybe that has not as much to do with the players as it does the coaching staff. But of course, the coaching staff is going to bring in their players, and they want their players that are going to fit their culture and their scheme. So perhaps this all started with the coaching staff. I read a little thing on Twitter, and I forgot where it came from, but Sterling Shepard said something about how before Judge got there, they never really practiced strength and conditioning. They never really dealt with any strength and conditioning drills, which is why they were always hurt. How is that even possible that a team didn't deal with strength and conditioning drills? Well, they do now. And Joe Judge got these guys working. And not only does Joe Judge have these guys work, these guys want to work. And as a New York Giants fan, that has to have you excited all alone for the 2021 season. I've always said it takes no talent at all to hustle. It takes no talent to work hard. It just takes effort. You want full effort guys. You get full effort guys, man, you're going to see results in the field. Obviously talent's great. You can have all the talent in the world, man. If you don't work, your talent ain't going to be any good. You can be a less talented guy, and you can work your ass off, and you can be a pretty damn good team. Just look at the New York Knicks. How many guys on there? He's sitting there going, wow, look at that roster. That blows me away. Alec Burks and Nerlens Noel. Those guys are really blowing me away. Elfrid Payton. Those names blowing you away. You know what I mean? So, no, probably not. But guess what? The Knicks are the 4th seed in the East because they work hard. They're full effort guys. You see that with Coach Thibodeau, who got ripped off, by the way. I heard he didn't win Coach of the Year. The guy should have won Coach of the Year. No doubt in my mind. Thibodeau is a Coach of the Year. Not even close. That shouldn't even been a contest. Thibodeau should have won Coach of the Year. I think Monty Williams won it. Anyway, I digress. You see what the Knicks are doing, and I think that the New York Giants are going to go into that mold where they may not be the most talented team on paper. They're pretty talented on paper. They may not be the most talented team on paper, but they're going to work as hard or harder than anybody else in the league. And that in itself should, speak volumes, and it should get results. Anyway, that's all I got in this video, guys. If you made this far, you want to tune in, I'll be live for the Yankees and the Rangers tonight about 7:55. Hope to see you there. If not, enjoy the rest of your day. It's Bad Dig Dizzle. I'm out. Peace.